Hello, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to The Burning Truth. Hi there, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, welcome to The Burning Truth. I am the man,
the myth, the legend,
Nathan Goff. I'm joined by a fairly sore, he needs a bit of tender loving care. So if any of our viewers want to volunteer to look after Matthew Burns, you're more than welcome to, because he is looking a little bit tender.
Explain why.
It's not my fault you can't reverse properly.
It wasn't me who was reversing.
Come on, Snitsky, it's not your fault.
I haven't got a hairy back. And besides, the insurance says otherwise.
I've seen the footage. You trying to do a handbrake turn out like
Bull! Bull!
He's been watching Fast and Furious and thought, you know what, I can reverse this out at speed and turn it. And he went straight into something else.
No, I wasn't driving. The engine was off.
Yeah, so to just clarify, Matthew Burns got hit while in a stationary position. Hence the.
I'm so glad I paused then, because I was just about to say something, and as soon as the thing popped into my head, I just went, "Don't say it! Don't say it! Don't say it!"
So so as a new vacancy going up for Matt at the moment, carer wanted, experience is welcome but not necessary. All applications must go to theburningtruth@outlook.com. But unfortunately, this actually means that you are unable to compete.
Yeah. Unfortunately, basically any future events that I was currently originally scheduled for has been basically put to on hold until certain injuries and investigations come underway. And unfortunately, in case if anybody wants to know what the injury actually is, it's whiplash.
And nerve damage.
No, not nerve damage. That's an old
trapped nerves.
It was a trapped nerve. Well, it was rumoured that it was going to be a trapped nerve, but it's mostly whiplash. It's not an actual trapped nerve. It's just an old injury that could have been flaring up as well. Because if you remember, I have had nerve damage in a shoulder, but in this case, it's just whiplash, and unfortunately, it sidelined me for a bit of time. So until certain things heal up.
So unfortunately, you were scheduled to compete.
I was originally scheduled to compete.
April 15th.
I was, but we'll mention that. Right, we'll get this straight off, because we've got our fellow colleagues from the UK Wrestle Fan Zone, and also known as
the UKWA.
UKWA, which is the UK Wrestling Alliance. And as we know, they have the King of the Kingdom. And they've actually just, as previously mentioned on a previous interview, and revealed a King of the Kingdom championship.
Yes.
Now, what we've been informed is the King of the Kingdom championship will actually be getting defended under one of the affiliates of the UK Wrestle Alliance, which I'm just getting the details right now, which is under the EPW American Wrestling. So if anybody wants to look up that company, you can find them on Facebook.com /EPW American Wrestling, or www.ringsideworld.co.uk.
Yes. So the title will be defended on April 15th.
The title is up for grab on Saturday 15th of April.
Yeah, sorry, the inaugural champion will be crowned.
Yes. It's not defended. The very first one. So we don't know exactly what match it'll be contested in. So we could see either a one-on-one, a triple threat, fatal four-way, rumbles, battle royals.
I think we already announced when we did the live episode that it was going to be potentially looking like a a multi-man competition. So I think at the moment there's 18 entries confirmed.
There's potentially 18 entries, so it's either going to be a tournament or there's going to be one. It's either going to be a tournament, it's going to be a battle royal, or in some insane case, if someone actually does this, money like a modified Money in the Bank ladder match.
Yeah. So I don't know if we're allowed to mention who's been confirmed in it.
We can't at the moment in time due to contractual obligations. And so basically the actual venue is Whitchurch Civic Centre, High Street, Whitchurch, which is SY131AX. And doors open at 7. Tickets are available from the Civic Centre at 01948 665 761. And for online bookings, go to their Facebook page and the website that was previously mentioned.
We will be doing a write-up of the event.
Possibly, yeah. Write-up, and there's been talks of commentary possibly as well. So you could be hearing us a bit more often. They do actually have tickets, the prices right now, which is VIP ringside, £15, child's tickets in OAP, £10, adults 12, and a family, which is 2 adults and 2 children, 36. And that's our announcements for the King of the Kingdom. Now, where would you like to move on to?
So, just a quick catch-up. You know, those of you that follow us on Facebook will actually see that we, well, I say we, I've had a busy week.
You've had a busy week.
I have picked up silverware last night.
I saw. Well happy for you.
Yes.
Well happy.
So yes, that's been an eventful week. I managed to set up a professional-looking photograph while being absolutely inebriated.
The scary thing about it is nobody. If you're in the picture, no one can tell except for me, who's not even there. I can only tell because I've been drinking with you. And usually the case when you're drunk, I'm drunk.
Yeah, it was pretty scary, but I looked at the pictures this morning and I went, I actually set that up quite well.
How did I do that?
I'm like, that's a good pissed up photo.
How did I manage to pull that off is basically what you're saying.
Yeah. So that happened last night. We're currently undergoing some maintenance at the moment with schedules.
That we do.
Because obviously we're looking at going on to covering some more shows. Obviously, one of the things we want to do this year, we want to cover some shows. We want to do some more write-ups. We had some good feedback off the first write-up. I wrote, but you edited.
Well, you did the main actual focal point of it, but
I did the main bulk. You did the interview. Like you did the talking segments, where the promos as such.
It's sort of like that, yeah. But the good thing about it is it's a team effort.
Yeah.
But to be honest with you, I do think most of the wording was yourself. So which is why I've opted to not put my name on it myself and put yours on it.
Yeah. Obviously, a big thank you goes out to both Martin and Matt Burns who edited the article.
You know about Loverboy?
Yeah. But thank you goes out to them. They spent some time actually editing that. So obviously, if we can get some more done, I'll probably do the play-by-play writing again, and then they'll edit it to look professional.
I will say this: we're prepared this time.
Are we?
Well, take into account we weren't prepared last time because we didn't exactly we planned to some degree, but we just didn't plan on.
As long as you don't hide the notes from me, I'll be all right.
What?
As long as you don't hide the notes away from me, I will be all right.
Shouldn't leave them in the car then.
Yes, Dave. I have the notes. Right.
I can't do anything with them there.
It's no fucking use to me if they're with you, goddammit.
Oh, it was so funny.
Because he was like, I've tried reading. I'm like, yeah, it's in chicken scratch. It might as well been in hieroglyphics for what use it was to Matt.
Pretty much.
But no, so hopefully, if people enjoyed the write-ups from the shows we go to, we will hopefully cover some more.
Well, hopefully to do more. We originally planned to do some more recently, but due to certain circumstances,
Yeah,
with
we were hoping to be at PWFU last night. But obviously, with your whiplash in my presentation, we were unable to get a member of the team there due to just circumstances.
Well, we couldn't get there. I even tried contacting Loverboy, but for some unknown reason, his phone was off. Probably still a bit loved up.
He's moving on to a good stage of commitment.
Oh, definitely. It's on the right path.
Yeah. So
I just hope one of these days he actually finally sees that move that we suggested.
Yeah. But going on to the articles, if anyone who listens has been to a show and wants to write a report and send it to us for coverage of that show to help British wrestling out, we will look at it. If it fits in with what we're after, we will publish that article.
Yeah, it's
we're happy to do that. We've got our website, which is starting up soon. So if you've been to a show, as long as it's not offensive to that company, and that company's all right with us publishing it, which we will check. But if you write up the report, give like an overview of what you thought of the night, send it in to us. And one of us will read it.
And if you've got any images, that'll help.
Yeah, one of us will read it, and then after we'll, as long as it ticks the boxes that we look at when we write these articles, we will happily publish it, and we will give you the credit for it.
Guaranteed.
So if anyone wants to have a go at just writing some reviews for shows that we can't get to, because this is just like the UK Wrestle Fan Zone. There's a lot of companies out there that don't get the recognition they deserve.
And it's true, that is, in that point, because a lot of companies sort of either are still sort of shouting out, but certain crowds are elsewhere because they're hearing big loud noises from one louder company. And sometimes you can also find your nice little gems in more the smaller companies, because it's not just that, it's also wrestling in some of the smaller companies as well. I will not take it. To be honest, I don't even like calling them small companies, because it's a bit demeaning, because I think what any company is, regardless of size, they are there to entertain.
Yeah.
And believe me, I've been to a show where it's, the locker room isn't the best, but the spectacle of the show has been absolutely fantastic, and the crowd have been, I remember turning up to one show, right, and I remember just hearing from them. They may not have been the biggest crowd or anything, but the energy from them, it's just unreal. Because some of them really do actually get behind you and everything. And it's nice.
Yeah, but also with the articles, if you're worried about how it's presented, just send us in what you've got, and we can edit it ourselves. We'll look at editing it, and we'll put it in the format that suits the internet for you.
But just so you know, just so we can still claim it, so you can still claim it as your own, we would make sure you've read it as well.
Yeah.
And given the all clear, but it would still be your article.
Yeah, and it'd be credited as it's written by you. But if you're worried about editing it into internet format, don't. Just send it to us on an email to theburningtruth@outlook.com, and we can alter it from there.
It's easy enough.
So that's that. So let's move on. So this week in professional wrestling or sports entertainment, Randy Orton's committed arson.
And that's a good thing. Or so WWE think.
John Cena and The Miz are going back to WrestleMania.
Are they?
Well, they will be soon.
God damn it. And it wasn't that just around the time when WWE released an article. Don't we think The Miz and Cena should be fighting again at WrestleMania? Don't make it more obvious.
Braun Strowman's becoming my new favourite machine. In all fairness, I felt sorry for Roman Reigns. The way he the way he got slammed into that turnbuckle. Was that supposed to pop out?
Honestly, this is from a wrestler's point of view now. I don't think it was. Because I know certain things can have a mechanism, but here's the thing. How did they get that mechanism to go off on perfect cue, and that ring has been up there all night. Somebody would have seen some tampering between segments, wouldn't they?
Yeah.
There would have been a mention of it. There wasn't. And the force, God damn it. I will say, when I first saw him, I thought he was going to bail him into the turnbuckle. I didn't expect him to throw him like that. I thought, huh? I thought, oh, just the Bret Hart thing. And then when I saw the corner come off and hit him in the face, I was like, even I had doubts.
Braun Strowman is just animal.
Especially taking that spear with that. Oh, and please donate to any of the security around for WWE for taking accidentally getting taken out by a spear with Braun Strowman.
He sold it like a champ.
I was like, you think he sold it like a champ? I think he just more like I don't think he had a choice in it. It's more or less, like that mime that buzz splat.
That was like Barry Strowman. Oh shit! You could just imagine. Do you remember an X-Men in an Apocalypse where time slows down for Quicksilver? Like he's going a million miles an hour, but the rest of the room's just like slowing like the bullets. Well, that's how it must have been for that security, because you look behind you going, Barry there, Strowman, Barry, Strowman, Barry, Reigns, no.
I think the only voiceover right now that would be able to incorporate that would be the person who does Vegeta for the Dragon Ball. No.
Oh, but no, that was a really impressive segment.
It was a very good segment because at the same time it humanised Roman.
Yeah.
It humanised him and made Strowman looking like a beast. Who, I have to say, he is a big guy who can move.
Yeah.
Lately, he has been surprising me with how he can move, he can wrestle,
He's learning so quick.
It's like he's absorbing it in like a sponge.
Yeah.
Which is amazing, which is great, which is what you need. Now, apart from with that, I think that's absolutely brilliant. That segment, where you see Roman signing the contract, even though he's just taken a big beating. But I think what also told the story was when after he just taken a spear off Roman, which, answer me this: how many people have taken a spear and lost?
Loads.
How many people can say they've taken a spear through the barricade, get back up and say, "Is that all you've got?" Even I thought to myself, when he hit him with that spear to the barricade, he's staying down, he's going to sign the contract, leave like a badass. Oh, no! Is that all you've got? Uh-oh.
I don't know how this is going to end at Fastlane.
That's the beauty of it. That's the beauty of it. Now, What Culture, yes, we are referencing them, and I know you're not the biggest fans of them. They've actually done their predictions, which we'll get onto our predictions a bit later. One of them's gone for Braun, because the momentum, he needs a momentum where Roman doesn't need it. His can be explained, right? And the other person's gone for Roman. And he goes, what's your reason behind it? Because he's Roman. So basically, in this guy's head, he thinks that they all get together. Right, Roman's winning because he's Roman. Right, okay, that's it, we're done. Move on.
I hope Braun Strowman wins.
I want to go, it can go either way.
I think Strowman winning gives him the push he needs.
Yeah.
What does he do at WrestleMania, though? Could that match open WrestleMania?
Yeah.
I'd like to see that match open WrestleMania.
What?
Braun Strowman versus Roman Reigns.
No, because there's the rumour of Taker. If I'm not mistaken.
I don't want to see Taker versus Reigns.
Why?
I'm more interested in this feud could reinvent Roman Reigns if done properly.
Yeah, and I agree with you on that. It makes it look more special. That it gives that special vibe, that special meaning. And Braun, being how he has been, what was he? Is he called the monster of man?
The monster among men.
The monster among man. He's absolute destruction and carnage.
Because I'd like to take a year off from Mania. Because if you remember, back in November, he said, WrestleMania will no longer define me. So, can't we have a WrestleMania without The Undertaker?
True, we could. Or, how about this option? This might surprise you.
Strowman versus Taker. No. Because in all fairness, I think Strowman would break him in all.
Hey!
Undertaker's a special commodity now. It comes with a handle with care sticker. Fragile, handle with care.
Fragile, handle with care. Please do not feed to Brock Lesnar.
Brock Lesnar versus Strowman. That could be interesting now.
That would be interesting. I'll put my hand out to that one. That would be interesting, especially with that Rumble where
it isn't long until Strowman gets Universal Championship in my eyes.
He stepped up his game. He has stepped up his game so much. But we're going to have to see how that goes. But moving on, what do you think of Kevin Owens versus Goldberg?
I'll tell you once I've watched the match.
Did you see how they handled the situation on Raw? Goldberg coming down, blah, blah, blah. I want Kevin Owens comes out, blah, blah, blah. Let's have the fight now. And then Kevin Owens literally just go, fine, we'll have a Green Bay Street. Whoa. Green Bay. They don't deserve it. I had to laugh my ass off. It's Kevin Owens being Kevin Owens.
No. I think we said what we needed to say about Kevin Owens versus Goldberg last week.
Yeah, best way to describe that one. What's your feeling on Seth Rollins?
I honestly don't think he's ready for WrestleMania. He's going to be cutting it very, very fine.
Are you ready for this? They've actually got a backup player.
Yeah, Samoa Joe versus...
Nope, it's been changed.
Go on.
The backup player
is
somebody whose Seth's taken out.
Go on.
With injury. The Demon. Finn Balor.
Versus Joe. Or Triple H.
Triple H. I know. Finn versus Joe. Yeah.
I want to see what entrance they could do for Finn at WrestleMania. Especially in that outdoor arena.
It'd just be amazing.
In all fairness, I can't wait to go to New Orleans next year.
Someone getting a bit ahead of themselves?
No, I will be there.
Oh, great. That means I'll have to be there.
Well, it's about time you take something off your bucket list apart from wanking. Think of all the food you can have while we're over there.
The Devourer's coming!
The Eater of Worlds.
The Eater of Worlds. Nah, kidding.
The Eater of Buffets. The Destroyer of McDonald's. The Conqueror of the Triple Mac.
Whoa. I've been to America, and there's one place I cannot conquer.
McDonald's?
No. The Ponderosa.
The Ponderosa.
It puts you down for the count. You go in there, all you can eat. When they say all you can eat, they mean it.
Ross, can I swear at you for a minute?
Go on.
TNA.
Pardon?
TNA.
Pardon?
More about that total non-stop action, not tits and ass.
What are you on about?
So, TNA has had a lot of interesting news this week. It's got Impact Wrestling.
Thank
on
you.
there.
You need to start calling it that because there's actual messages of certain companies stating that they are dropping TNA. So I just thought to point that out for you.
What's Total Non-Stop Action's Impact Wrestling? Okay.
Anthem. Impact Wrestling.
Whatever, it's fucking cool.
To be honest with you, they're actually considering changing the entire name. So they're going TNA, Anthem, Big Bird Blue, Special, whatever.
So, this week, TNA have managed to shoot themselves in the collective bollocks.
I wonder how.
So, you have a tag team.
Yes.
Who are your tag team champions? Well, we're your tag team champions.
Whoa. Are you on about a certain family, Nate? A certain family?
The Broken family. Yeah. Who have not given the titles back yet.
Matt and Jeff Hardy.
And you let them have the championships while they're out of contract.
Why does that bring memories of ECW? Why does that bring memories of WWE?
Yeah. So, Matt and Jeff were negotiating. Now, there's a couple of things that were holding up the contract negotiations, according to wrestling sources.
According to a number of wrestling sources.
One of the things that's holding it up, well, was holding it up, obviously they haven't signed now, and they're not going to sign, thanks to Rebby Sky's rant across Facebook and Twitter.
Oops.
But you can read that for yourself.
Yeah.
So, at the moment, they had a creative control clause in their contract previously.
Yep.
Now, TNA wanted to remove the creative control, or Impact Wrestling wanted to remove.
Anthem wanted to remove the creative control.
But also, they wanted 10% of revenue from the Hardys' other wrestling dates.
Seriously?
On the independent scene. So, any things that the Hardys bring in from the other wrestling on the independents, Anthem wanted 10% of.
Oh dear. And to make this worse, when did they pass on that contract?
Well, it's been going back and forth. Now, obviously, the Hardys haven't signed because they want creative control, but they also want the freedom to work independently because they've been going to Tijuana and everywhere winning tag team titles.
But also on top of that, what's also upset them as well is the fact that they've also got their contract negotiations passed back to them so late.
Yeah. Because obviously, if you want to negotiate your contracts, you do it with like 3 or 6 months left.
Not near enough in the last month.
Yeah.
Because straight away, the only time you ever a company would do that on a wrestler is to strong arm them.
Yeah. So that's happened. So obviously the Hardys haven't given back the tag team titles yet.
Oops.
Won't drop them in a match because obviously Impact Wrestling have fucked them around.
Oops.
So TNA's probably, or Impact Wrestling's going to have to strip them of the tag team titles, but they're probably going to have to buy new ones.
Oops.
So the Hardys could be in WWE soon.
There's a possibility. However, WWE has already offered a contract, a big massive potential deal to Jeff Hardy with a big push. However, they don't think they'll get Matt Hardy, not so much. But for them to get Matt Hardy, they've got to most likely give him the same treatment as Jeff Hardy's getting.
In all fairness, I think they could do wonders for SmackDown.
I think they'd do wonders for SmackDown. As long as they allow
them to have the broken gimmick, even if it's just for the first 6 or 9 months, and then if it doesn't suit the WWE audience, you change them back to the Hardy Boys.
Yeah, you can somehow have a pin drop on them.
Yeah, so you can email them off with a FedEx carton like they did to the Spirit Squad.
FedEx carton? No. I think some of them got lost on the way, didn't they?
Yeah.
To OVW.
So that's what that can happen. So that's one thing. Now, the way that Anthem want to structure the contracts, I don't know if you know this.
Did you also know about the other wrestler?
Yes, I'm coming on to that afterwards.
Okay.
So, I just want to cover contracts while we're on about contracts.
Okay.
So, if you were under an Impact Wrestling contract before, because they record episodes on bulk, don't they?
Yes.
Obviously, we've ranted and raved by how much that's a stupid idea.
I can see where this is going already. Would this be two with a certain couple?
No. So, with that contract, you got paid per taping. So, if you got paid for, if you appeared on say you appeared on the 10th of March show, the 17th of March show, the 24th of March show, but you didn't appear on the 31st.
Yep.
But you got paid for 3 out of the 4 of them days, even though you've done it all in one day.
Yeah.
So, it's as if you appeared like 3 different weeks. So you got paid for that. Now, what Anthem want to do is change the way that people get paid for it. So they want to pay them as if they're turning up to do 1 day's work. So don't matter how many tapings you do on that day, but you only get paid for the once.
Oh, that will not sit down well.
So say Bobby Lashley charges you £1,000 per appearance.
Yeah.
On that day, he would earn £3,000. The reason I use Bobby Lashley is because he was the world champion. We'll come on to that afterwards. So I'll come on to that afterwards because that's another piece of news that's happened. There's a big debut at the recent tapings. But whereas now they just want to pay him for turning up the once, even if he does 3 or 4 matches in that one taping session.
Yeah.
Now, you as a wrestler, is that fair to you?
No.
I understand where the business logic comes for it. There already is.
I've done, me personally, depending on the company, right? If you are wrestling, I've done multiple matches for a single pay, which is fair enough, as long as they're upfront with it, which is fair enough. On the flip side of it, if you are doing tapings for televised, that's going to be aired over months.
And the company's going to get the same revenue from each taping.
From each taping. They're actually getting a revenue from that taping.
Because obviously you get paid per taping because you have a yearly contract with that company and they've paid for that. So the revenue's fixed.
The revenue should be fixed. So technically what they're trying to say is, they pay us once. The only way that they can actually do that, where they get paid once, is if they increase the wrestlers' wages, so it covers for 4 weeks.
Yeah.
There's no way, because the one thing you've got to take into account, regardless of how you do it, the more if you're having to wrestle multiple times on one night or one show or whatever,
because
because
you'll want that wrestler to keep kayfabe up as well. So you won't want them to appear on that night, which actually stripping them of an income on that night.
Yeah.
Because I know, say I had Alex Shelley, for example, or the Motor City Machine Guns. I had them appearing on Impact Wrestling on the 24th and the 31st of March, but I'd already pre-recorded it on the 1st of March.
Yeah.
I would say to the guys, listen, I could do with you not appearing tonight, just to keep kayfabe up that you're actually here.
Yeah.
Whereas, really, they could go somewhere else and you can look at your tally before you go out to this show. Oh, Machine Guns are on Impact Wrestling. Oh shit, they're here as well.
Huh?
And
yeah.
So it's about keeping kayfabe up. Now, should they pay them the same? Yeah, that's up to the company. But hopefully they increase the wages just a little bit to compensate the guys, because obviously it's costing them revenue as well. So, let's move on to the big debut, and this does contain spoilers.
Well, before we do that, we need to mention some other people who are leaving, who have left. Would you care to mention any?
Go on.
One of them is
Drew Galloway.
Drew Galloway. He basically announced it on Twitter that his contract is coming up and he will not be re-signing with the company. And not long after that, he was suddenly dropping the belt. Who he dropped it to? Moose. In a split decision.
Yeah.
Which is fair enough. Which he's done.
He's done the right thing.
He's done the right thing. He's dropped the title and whatnot, and he's moving on. But he's done it in such a professional manner. Now, supposedly, this I'm going to state right now isn't 100% at this moment in time. The reason why I state this is because there's been back and forth with their dealings and whatnot. It's to do with Mike. He is the miracle! Mike Bennett.
They've signed another 1-year deal.
Supposedly, but these supposedly end up arguing over it again. But they might actually already signed. But it's been going back and forth with it lately.
Yeah. Because, again, they want the ability to work their independent dates as well.
Yep. Which is what's also caused a controversy. Another wrestler who's left.
Because he enjoys working in Japan.
Yes. He loves working in Japan, and also, if I'm not mistaken, he'd also like to wrestle for ROH.
Yeah.
Another wrestler, female wrestler who's left, Jade.
Yeah.
Has left not long after trying to try to take win back her Knockouts championship from Rosemary. Unfortunately, didn't happen. So at the moment in time, she's actually decided to part ways with the company. So most likely, we wish them all the best in their future endeavours. For whatever they're moving on to.
Yeah. So moving on to spoilers now.
Yeah.
So there's been a new Impact Wrestling champion.
Is this which one are you mentioning?
Alberto El Patron.
The Patron. They called him.
Yeah.
Sorry. Got to re-educate you right now. I'm about to shock people right now. Do you know how many reigns Lashley has?
As world champion.
Yeah. In TNA.
About 5.
5. Do you know why?
Why?
Did you know that Josh Barnett, supposedly Josh Barnett was meant to have won it? Josh Barnett from MMA comes in, not even gets a thingy, lasts longer than Goldberg and Lesnar, gets a title, and then suddenly loses it within 5 minutes later. Well done. Then straight after, and this one does annoy me, and it really does annoy me, but they haven't actually classified the Josh Barnett one as an official reign.
Right.
Because there was supposed some controversy behind it.
Okay.
So anyway, they've now had Alberto the Patron, as they had an image of it, but on the internet they're calling him Alberto Al Patron. It's hard to explain. We'll see how they actually deal with it. Are you ready for this?
Yeah.
He won it, didn't he? And he's been stripped of it.
Go on.
Patron vacated the title due to winning in controversial fashion. And due to the controversial ending, and Lashley's been awarded the championship back.
So, some debuts that'll be coming up. Don't know if you've heard on here. So, Matt Morgan is making his return to Impact Wrestling.
Which I believe he actually brought that up on a podcast recently.
PW Insider have reported everyone's favourite pectoral muscle man is supposedly going to TNA again soon.
Pectoral muscle?
Chris Masters.
Ah. Basically, your man crush.
So, yeah. So,
for a minute then.
As everyone knows, Jeff Jarrett has got control and creative, which means that there's just going to be a big influx of GFW guys making a return.
Would you like to hear a little rumour?
Well,
there's a rumour going around that when they drop the TNA letters,
they're going to have Global Force.
They're going to slide in Global Force. So if that happens, guaranteed they're going to be doing a unification championship match between the TNA heavyweight champion and the current Global Force wrestling champion, which I think would be an interesting match.
Yeah.
Carry on.
So that's what's happened with that.
So is that all you're swearing out the way?
Well, it's my things are there at the moment. Obviously, there might be some other news to bring up about TNA shortly. So I'll let you move on, and then if there is, I will let you know.
So in other words, you're done for today. If there's any big major announcements, you'll either be advertising it on our social media pages, or we'll be most likely dropping the news next week. So there we have it, folks. He is done.
ODB made a return as well.
Fair enough.
I love ODB.
What is there not to love? She's a laugh. Good at cooking as well. Good at cooking. But anyway, I will say this: when you mentioned muscle, for a minute, then I thought to myself, please tell me they haven't brought that bad mathematician, Big Papa Pump, who can't do mathematics, and his favourite word is fat asses. Anyway, moving on. I'm going to mention SmackDown for a very quick reason. As you mentioned earlier, Randy Orton getting the keys to the kingdom, getting to see the Wyatts compound, the family house where Sister Abigail is. Have you actually seen this week's SmackDown, or do I need to?
I've read it. Can I just go back to the swear words, and can I just mention my favourite tag team has returned as well?
Back to swearing.
LAX.
What?
Homicide and Hernandez. With Conan.
With Conan? What?
After 6 years of not being an Impact Wrestler.
No. Do you know why I'm actually quite surprised at that?
Why?
Do you know the whole reason why Conan left? It was supposedly over to do with some of the surgeries he was having to have through wrestling for TNA. And when asked for a little bit of help from TNA, they literally just said nope.
I knew there was loads of things I want to get off my chest about TNA. I do apologise if this seems like it's a TNA heavy.
Right, here we go.
Episode.
Incoming TNA episode.
So, have a guess. So everyone knows Jeff Jarrett is like the head of like creative control at the moment, alongside Dutch Mantel.
Yes.
Have a guess who makes one of their returns at one of the tapings soon.
Go on.
It's a female.
Go on.
It's not a wrestler.
Just say it.
Karen Jarrett.
And we've gone from Dick Carter
to Karen Jarrett.
Karen Jarrett. God damn
it! Rachel Allowin has made a TNA debut as well.
Who?
Rachel Allowin. You're looking at me with the vacant look of who the fuck's Rachel Allowin? Think Authors of Pain.
I know exactly. I was confused of the fact of why is she in TNA?
Well, it looks like she hasn't signed an NXT contract.
Oh dear. Daddy won't be pleased. If not, he could always send the Authors of Pain to introduce themselves to the TNA locker room and probably kill them.
Yeah. So yeah, you can move back to where you were now. I'm done with TNA.
I was expecting more out of you, Dan. I was expecting you to go, God damn it, this is wrong, that's wrong, this is wrong. Jim Cornette's right.
I can't wait to hear Joe Cornette's thoughts on it.
Oh, good lord. We may have to look that up. But anyway, I'll get back to SmackDown for you right now. So straight
you go
away,
SmackDown your TV.
Basically, SmackDown was quite an interesting week, I thought, that for myself, because straight away, as my colleague mentioned earlier on the show, that Randy Orton committed arson. Now, the angle that they had with Orton going to the White compound or the White family home was quite an interesting thing, and in stating, you have the keys, you have the power, and then Randy Orton is saying, this is the place of pure evil. This is demonic. This is not me. And he instantly turns on Bray Wyatt. I actually thought the turn was going to be him RKOing him or something, and I thought, it seemed a bit cheap, but my God, turning like that. He's turned on him by setting the house ablaze where Sister Abigail is. Now, to a lot of people, yay, Orton's saying good guy. If you actually use common sense, how does... I'm trying to wrap my head around it. How the hell does setting someone's house on fire make you a good guy? Oh, look, he's setting the bad guy's house on fire. He's got nowhere to live now. You made him homeless. That's not something I'd say would be a good guy's thing. But then again, you know, neither is punching people in the head and causing them head trauma. But we can now see that dynamic is coming into play. But the interesting point now I'm going to be making is the fact that you've also got AJ Styles, who's also in the picture, because he managed to win his match against Luke Harper for the number one contendership, which is what I thought was quite interesting. Now, what I also thought was interesting is the fact that he brought it up on Talking Smack, where he basically gave the message to Shane McMahon and Daniel Bryan, no matter what, he gave it up earlier. He's out, you're done, you've got a new number one contender, I'm in, I'm going to WrestleMania, confirm it, right, okay, done. And left. I don't think that... The only thing I can see is if they have Randy Orton versus AJ Styles for the number one contendership and have Randy Orton beat AJ, that will set up, no matter what, AJ Styles versus Shane McMahon. It will happen if that's the case, because straight off the bat, AJ Styles is going to be feeling as though he's been ripped off. He's fought for that number one contendership to have, you know, he's had to jump through hoop. And unfortunately, when he couldn't finally jump through, it's because somebody else already got there, already in the spot. He's going to feel neglected and feel a little bit cheapened. So he's going to be wanting to most likely get his, you know, revenge, comeuppance on Shane McMahon. So that'll actually, I think, create quite a bit of an interesting dynamic. Now, also, I will state, The Miz segment with John Cena. I actually thought the actual segment with all four participants was absolutely great. However, Nikki didn't even need to show up, that wasn't there for that long, but she didn't need to. I think the action that you got Cena and Miz that they had, you know, in it, where you got Miz who blatantly stating that John Cena is, you know, the mastermind in the locker room. He's he's backstage politicking. He's doing everything he can to get the best match, you know, the best thing to be on WrestleMania and everything, to do whatever he can. He's the man, the face, you know, as he keeps saying, his slogan keeps saying, he is the face that runs the place and everything. And here's the thing, I thought that promo was very, very good, because I don't think Miz gets enough credit, and neither does Cena, because in the retort that Cena did, Cena could have just fired back that you're not even on his level or whatever, and everything. No, he didn't. He actually turned around and stated, "You really think if I had all that backstage politicking and pulling the strings, I'd be in this ring with you?" Oh, that's got struck a nerve, and then turned around and he just goes, "Would I be involved with you at WrestleMania or anything to do with it? No, I'd be involved with Undertaker. I'd be doing business with them, but instead I'm not." Which actually brings up a bit of a realism there. What do you think?
Yeah, it's interesting that obviously I haven't had a chance to watch SmackDown. I've been watching independent wrestling for a week.
But if I'm honest with you, the two segments I will recommend to anybody for SmackDown.
Isn't it bad the two segments that you're talking about involve no wrestling?
Yeah, it is actually. You could say that. The two segments being Randy Orton and Bray Wyatt, and the other one being Cena with The Miz.
But the most memorable segments are the talking ones. Like, I know talking segments need to be there to sell the match, but where's the matches to make it go, oh my god?
Yeah, I'm here and there.
Yeah.
They do. On other news, somebody's asked for their release in WWE recently.
Jack Swagger.
Yeah. Yes, he has.
He asked for his release.
He asked for his release.
Because he didn't feel that WWE were utilising him the way that he should be utilised. And in all fairness, it takes a lot of courage to
say that.
To turn down the pay that he was on, because he was probably on a $500,000 contract a year.
But the problem that he's got is straight away. When was the last time you saw him?
Rumble.
Did you even know he was part of the main roster?
Yeah, he's on Raw.
Nope. SmackDown.
Oh yeah, he made the transfer
because supposedly his contract expired.
Yeah.
But he's now got no contract. But the interesting thing, straight away, as soon as he's been released from he's actually coming over to Britain.
Yeah.
Which is...
well, he's got to do his 90-day no-compete
He's got to do his 90-day no-day complete clause. But already, WAW have already got some potentially scheduled in for after that date.
Yeah. So that's fine. So that's good for him, really.
It is.
Obviously, some more independent news from what I've done this week.
I'm actually looking around here. What's going on?
MCW.
Go on.
In America.
Yep.
Had a Hall of Famer debut for them. In an 8-person tag team match.
Go on.
Lita.
Yeah.
Debuted in MCW and she hit Chest of Fate.
Yeah.
I'm surprised to see her return to the ring. Could she be building herself up for one possible last run in WWE?
Well, interesting fact, there is supposedly meant to be some wrestlers coming back for something to do with WrestleMania, because one person's already guaranteed it already.
Go on.
Kali.
Yes. Now, the reason behind Kali supposedly coming back, I don't know if you know this, supposedly Nikki Bella is getting ready to walk away from the business.
There's rumour has it that she's possibly walking away or having some time off.
Yeah. So, to replace her, Kali's coming to step back in. Now, that's like downgrading from someone who's actually learned to wrestle to someone who could never fucking wrestle.
Why'd you say that?
Well, at least Nikki's took the time out to improve on there. You know, she had a cracking title reign, and she's had some good matches, not only with Carmella, but also in the telly. And now, you're taking out someone who's stepped their game up with someone who was more concerned about being Barbie Blank.
That's her real name.
I know.
Oh no, she's not called Barbie Blank anymore, is she? She got married. So,
But she was more concerned about getting the Barbie Blank brand out there.
Yeah.
Than she was about wrestling. Yeah. So she was more concerned about the modelling. Now,
yeah.
WWE Women's Division's moved on massively since she's been gone. And in all fairness, I don't think she needs to come back. You've got women in NXT who could take that slot. So, Peyton Royce. If you want someone who looks amazing, but can actually wrestle as well,
Yeah.
just bring Peyton Royce up. Or, if you want an ass kicking, bring Asuka up.
You talk too much.
The only reason I want to see Kali back is just so she gets fucking destroyed by Asuka.
Right. Interesting fact for you. There is supposedly some NXT call-ups happening.
Well, of course there is. It'll be after WrestleMania.
Some of them actually before. And rumour has it, one of them being the current NXT champion.
Glorious.
There's that one. And also the former champion, Shinsuke Nakamura.
I'd like to see Nakamura as well.
And you don't know who they're... well, guess what?
What?
The teaser does actually... supposedly hinting what I'm on about, does actually lead him to SmackDown. There's possible talks of him trying to get onto the SmackDown brand to face against AJ Styles at WrestleMania.
No, I'd love to see Nakamura.
If by some random encounter Nakamura does suddenly debuts before WrestleMania and challenges AJ to a match at WrestleMania, has anybody seen that Fry meme on the internet?
Take my money.
Take my money.
No, that'd be amazing. I don't know if you heard who else wrestled the other night, because obviously you had Kurt Angle versus Cody Rhodes in a cage match.
Yeah.
In America last night, but also on the same card, you had Jerry Lawler wrestling.
Phenomenal wrestler.
I get nervous every time I see his name down on a result sheet.
Because you keep thinking what insane stuff he's going to put his body through and almost break himself. Or do take into account he had a match with RVD and got himself knocked out. Have you actually seen that match?
Yeah.
I wonder how he did it.
But no, it's interesting, Lita's getting back in the ring. Could we see her maybe put someone on the roster over, like an Alexa Bliss?
Yeah. That'd be good, actually. That would actually be good.
But she looks like she's getting back into ring shape. So it's some interesting things going on out there. I'm trying to broaden my horizons.
I've broken him.
Well, I've broken you. All you've watched this week is WWE.
Not necessarily.
But no. So that's that. So
I haven't just watched WWE. I've also been watching some other stuff.
What we're going to move on to is Fastlane predictions, and then that's a wrap for this week.
Well, we're going to move on to Fastlane predictions, and then possibly our usual shout-outs to usual pit places and, cheap plugs and everything.
Yeah.
So at the moment that we've got right now, we've got WWE Fastlane. Now, what do you think of the card so far?
I don't know the card, because I couldn't really care about watching Fastlane. There's nothing that stood out to me apart from Braun Strowman versus Roman Reigns.
That's not harsh in the slightest. Right. We have so far.
Obviously, I know Goldberg versus Owens is on there.
I'll mention all the matches, and this is in no particular order. However, I will be stating which match is on the kickoff.
Go on.
The kickoff match is Rich Swann and Akira Tozawa.
Yeah.
Versus D. Brian Kendrick.
Yeah.
And Noam Dar.
Akira Tozawa is probably going to get the win in that match.
Yeah, but
he's been getting schooled by Kendrick for 3 or 4 weeks.
But do take into account that Noam Dar does have his valet there, Alicia Fox. I am not saying it in the Noam Dar way because I don't want to be construed that I'm saying something else.
Well, so I'm going with Akira Tozawa and Rich.
Yeah.
Boy Swan.
Rich Swann and Akira Tozawa.
Yep. Next match.
This is in no particular order. Oh, screw it. I'll just do it in this order. Sami Zayn versus the Destroyer Samoa Joe. Joe. Sasha Banks versus Nia Jax.
Sasha Banks.
Sasha Banks. I didn't even mention this next one because I guarantee we're both picking the same one, so I'm just going to say Charlotte. Bayley being the champion versus Charlotte Flair for the WWE Raw Women's Championship. Charlotte is winning it. You full well know she is.
Yeah.
He's got to break the rule. He's got to break the rule.
No, I am breaking the rule because I've had Sasha win. So obviously, heel wins. Yeah, Charlotte.
God damn it. His rule still stands. You're saying Charlotte?
Yeah. I hope I'm wrong.
What, you want Bayley to somehow
retain
and break that streak?
Yeah.
You know, a streak that could be fundamentally broken at WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Which would have more meaning.
It won't be fundamentally broken at WrestleMania, will it? If Charlotte loses in a fatal 4-way, because they've already mentioned this, Charlotte has not lost on one-on-ones at pay-per-views.
Oh, God. Right, let's move on. Tag team match for the WWE.
Enzo and Cass.
Gallows and... I'm going to go with the club. Luke Gallows and BB Khan.
Gallows.
Luke Gallows.
Not Gallows.
Gallows. And BB Gunn. Carl Anderson. Yep. You're going with the realest guys in the room.
Yeah.
Okay. Singles match for the WWE Cruiserweight Championship. Neville versus Jack Gallagher. Neville. This is not looking like a very, very good prediction one for us, is it?
Go on, next.
The match that you're most looking forward to. Roman Reigns versus Braun Strowman.
Can I say draw?
Why?
I'm going draw.
Oh, you guess. I was hoping to go for the opposite of yourself then, you know. Because, do you know why? We have actually got a window of opportunity here.
Go on.
Somebody can be involved in the match, either in it or after. Undertaker.
Yeah.
You're going for draw for throw the match out.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Braun. I know you've been dominant lately. Roman Reigns. Okay. And it's not because he's Roman Reigns. What culture?
No, I don't think it's going to be a clean finish. It hurt Braun Strowman too much.
I know.
So I'm going for a draw or a disqualification.
I'm going to go with Roman Reigns. That's my final answer. This match makes me twitch.
Go on.
Single match for the WWE
Goldberg.
Universal Championship. Kevin Owens versus Goldberg. Kevin Owens.
Goldberg by disqualification again, funnily enough.
Kevin Owens by disqualification.
Jericho will let Goldberg.
I think Kevin Owens. I just think Kevin Owens, that's all. I think he'll assault him. He'll assault Kevin Owens.
Yeah.
And give Kevin Owens the win. And Goldberg decimates them both.
But no, it'll be an interesting one. So that's our Fastlane predictions.
That's out the way. Do you have anything you'd like to plug or have a shout out to?
No.
I'm going to do our usual ones that we always give a shout out to. We've got the shout out to the UK Wrestle Fan Zone, also known as the UKWA, which is the UK Wrestle Alliance. We'll always give a shout out to Team 4 Star, which should have actually updated a new episode today.
Hey.
Should have, because have you actually been seeing the build up to it?
No.
The little intricates of Sal versus
Sonic and Knuckles and everyone like
One
that.
Punch Man. Oh,
Yeah.
good lord, that's been hilarious. Please enter the tournament. When is it? I'll fight you tomorrow. Oh, that's a bad day. I've got to go shopping. To understand what I mean, you need to go watch it on the Team 4 Star channel on YouTube. I'm going to give a shout out to the OSW review, as always. They also have their own website, which you thought was very, very colourful. And they also got their own YouTube page, so which actually makes it a bit more less condensed. And last but not least, I want to give a bit of a small shout out to a non-profit organisation.
Go on.
This would be the following. If anybody is interested in looking this up, it's to do with a non-profit organisation called by the name of Changes. What is it with you and technology?
I can't control it.
This is why you need the lover boy here.
Yeah, Team 4 Star have uploaded their new episode.
I had a feeling they would have. Anyway, back to where I was. I want to give it a shout out to a non-profitable organisation which is Changes for Health and Wellbeing. They actually do a number of things on there because they actually deal with mental health and everything.
Yeah.
So we do recommend that people either look into this for charitable reasons and everything.
Mm-hmm.
It's all for a good cause. So with that, I think that would be the end of this episode. Well, each time we keep saying we're going to be on our regular scheduled programming time, something happens.
Yeah, so it's this week. The reason we've come early is because I've started a new job this week, and my body clock is fucked.
That's one way of putting it.
So,
in other words, you're the scheduling problem.
This week I've been the scheduling problem. Obviously, Matt's been very gracious to work around that, because obviously my body clock, usually I used to work starting towards late mid-morning. Now I actually work Dolly Parton scheduling.
As much as I could put all the blame on yourself, it also helps me out at the same time with me having certain injuries, and I have to get, they're like how Hulk Hogan used to say, eat your vitamins, say your prayers, get you plenty of sleep. They really mean get plenty of sleep.
So whereas before I used to work late morning till late evenings, I now work a more Dolly Parton schedule.
Working 9 to 5.
So, I start at 8 in the morning, but I have to travel quite a distance now.
It is quite a distance, I should know it.
So, meaning I get up at 5:30.
He knows the pain. I thought your clock didn't go back to 6.
I didn't know there was 2 5:30 in the day. I do now.
But anyway, the one thing I want to mention before we actually shoot off, the website for Changes, which is www.changes.org.uk.
Yeah.
That's if anybody wants to check it out for any for their own reasons, or if they want to donate anything for a great cause.
Yeah. So other than that, folks,
we are going to be hopefully on our regular scheduled program. I've just said that now, haven't I? And I just cursed us.
Yeah. So other than that, you have a good week.
So hopefully we recommend you have a good week. Stay well, stay safe. Always check out your local wrestling. And as a quick notice, if anybody has if you don't have the WWE Network, do check it out. It's only for what?
$9.99.
$9.99. Check out your local wrestling. Check out any wrestling that interests you. Stay well, stay safe, and we will catch you next week.